In this video, I'm going to walk you through the interface and the example file we've prepared for you. By the end, everything will feel familiar and the language will start to click. So when you first log in, you land right here on the dashboard. This is home. All your files live here. Up top, you've got links to your settings, your account details, and the docs. And down at the bottom, there's an email you can use anytime for feedback, questions, or just to say hi. Alright, let's click into this file and have a look around. Okay, so here we are in the editor. Now, I know it might look like a lot at first, but don't worry, I'll walk you through all of it. At the top, we've got the nav bar. Logo on the left, that takes you back to the dashboard. In the center, a breadcrumb with the name of your current file. And on the right, a link to the docs. Right now, we've got 3 panels open. Token sets on the left, the code editor in the middle, and the preview over on the right. Let's start on the left. This is where you organize your tokens into separate sets. Hit the plus icon to create a new one. Name it whatever makes sense for your project. And if you right-click on any set or tap the little ellipsis icon, you get a context menu. From there, you can toggle it on or off, rename it, duplicate it, or delete it. Let's get rid of this one for now. Now let's jump over to the right, the preview panel. This is really useful because it shows you what your tokens actually produce in real time. At the top, you'll see 3 tabs: Table, Visual, and Code. Let me walk through each one quickly. Table view is the default. It lays your tokens out in a nice structured way, similar to how you'd see variables in Figma. And more columns appear automatically as you add modes. Now let's click over to the Visual tab. This is one of my favorites. It's where you can actually see how your design decisions look. Each token type gets its own visualization depending on type and scope. So here we've got color tokens, some spacing tokens, and a few font sizes. And this whole view updates live as you edit your code. We'll see that in action in just a moment. And then we've got the Code tab, the Export Preview. Right now it supports 2 formats, W3C design tokens and CSS variables. If you're ever curious about what TokenScript is actually generating under the hood, this is where you look. Okay, let's flip back to Table View and dive into the editor itself. Now here's the thing about TokenScript. It's as powerful as code, but honestly, it's as easy to write as taking notes. You can start simple and only add complexity when you want to. The key thing to know is that TokenScript is indentation based. That means hierarchy comes from indenting lines relative to each other, exactly like creating nested bullet points in a Notes app. You can see it right here with our colors. In the code, color has both primary and secondary nested inside it. And if you look over at the table view, there they are with their full path. So it's really easy to validate your structure at a glance. Alright, let's switch the preview to visual mode and look at something fun. So the preview itself isn't interactive, but the editor has these really handy built-in widgets that make editing, honestly, kind of delightful. Take colors for example. See that little swatch next to the color value? Let's click it. There we go, a full color picker. Let's make this one green. And look at the visual preview updating as we pick. That never gets old. We'll go deeper on color workflows in another video. Another great widget, the number nudger. When your cursor lands on a number, it activates automatically. You can nudge the value up and down and see the preview update in real time. And if you hold Shift, it nudges in steps of 10. Super handy. Okay, now let's look at something really interesting. This number scale we're using to generate our font sizes. Now I know, this part might look a bit intimidating, but here's the thing, you don't have to remember any of this. Let me show you why. Every directive in TokenScript, think of them as special commands, starts with a /. And just like in Notion, the moment you type that slash, a menu pops up with every available option. You can scroll through to find what you need, or just keep typing to filter the list. Pick an option, hit enter, and it auto-completes with all the parameters ready to go. Done. So back to our number scale. These parameters, base, ratio, steps, they aren't tokens themselves. They're the rules that define the scale. Change any of them and watch everything update. Oh, and here's a nice touch. In the preview panel, you can click on a namespace to focus on just that group of tokens. Much cleaner when you're working on a specific set. Now, this scale is currently set to modular, but TokenScript also supports linear. And you don't even have to type it. Just click the type value and it swaps. The parameters update automatically too. Ratio becomes increment because that's what linear scales use. It's all taken care of. And see that underline on increment? That's actually a clickable toggle. Peak mode. So instead of thinking in ratios, you just define the largest size directly. I personally love this. If I want my biggest heading at 54, I just type 54. And every other size recalculates to fit. So much more intuitive than fiddling with ratios. Let's toggle back to modular. And look, the peak value is preserved. The progression adjusts as you switch between modes. Try both, see which one clicks for you. Alright, one more important concept, pipelines. This means you can stack directives inside a namespace. Let's try it. New line inside the font site namespace. Use tab to get the right indentation. And type /round. Pick an option. Let's round to 8. Let's also add a transform directive. And you can reorder these, command up and command down to move directives around. The order matters because each step feeds into the next. And command / to toggle one off. Instantly see the difference. Okay, so that's the core of the interface, but before we wrap up, 2 more things worth knowing about. Down at the bottom of the screen, you'll see panel visibility toggles. Let me turn on the AI assistant. You can chat with it, ask it anything about TokenScript. Full disclosure, this is very much a work in progress, but it's already capable of generating code and handy for when you get an error you don't understand. And then there's the documentation. Let's click the docs link up here. This is really comprehensive and interactive. Every code example is live. You can toggle between the editor and preview. Expand them to see more detail. Everything works exactly like the main editor. It's a great way to learn. And that's the full tour. On a separate video, we will look at how to take your tokens into Figma. I really hope you enjoy using Systematically. And if you've got suggestions, want to report a bug, or just want to say hello, send us an email at hello@systematically.io. Thanks for watching.